Hey everybody, this week we're going to talk Robbie Williams and his debut album, Life Through a Lens. So we're going to go through his box set and his other box set, all from the debut. So let's get to it. Hey everybody, it's the Snowman with TooLoud20music.com. Welcome back to the collection. And we're going to talk about one of my favorite singers, Robbie Williams. He's been in the news lately because he's got a new album coming out. He's on a big new tour. The new single was called Rocket with Tony Iommi on guitar. So he's getting back to his more Britpop rock kind of side of him. So at least I'm hoping that's the side we'll get on the new album. But we're going to go back and we're going to talk about his debut solo album, Life Through a Lens. We've got a deluxe box set to get through, and we got a 7-inch single box set to get through. So, first off, if you don't know who Robbie Williams is, he was in a boy band in the UK called Take That. They had a really big hit, or lots of big hits, but I don't really know anything much about them. I just remember hearing Robbie Williams on MTV, and I think it was Rock DJ or Millennium, one of those songs that I heard first, and that kind of got me hooked on him. So then I went back, found the debut, and have been hooked ever since. I think I have almost every CD in the collection. I might be missing one of the Swing albums or something, but anyway, we're going to talk Life Through a Lens. It was released on September 29th, 1997. Although it started off really slow, it didn't do real well right out of the gate. It ended up hitting major heights, going to number one in the UK, selling over 3 million copies in Europe. And, us peasants here in the US, we didn't catch on to him till much later. And even then, aside from Millennium and Rock DJ, he didn't really do much. Maybe Angel probably did really well. But yeah, it didn't do much over here. We just definitely missed out on a lot of that. But this was the 25th anniversary edition, so I'm a few years late on putting this out. But I've had the box set since it came out. And it is nice. It's a nice little box set. It comes in this little bitty package. It's a nice hardback case. Um, Lots of great pictures. It is 4 CDs. This one was made in Germany, and it's got a little cardboard box that the CDs are housed in like a, I don't know, like a vinyl little case. There are two separate sections. So we have one here. It does a trifold. So really nice pictures. Got the pictures on the back. So this particular one is disc 3 and disc 4, and disc 1 and 2 are housed in this one. Um, so we got that snapshot here, which I think is the album cover. It folds out, and then there it is on the back. The CDs are placed inside. There's two on each of these packages. So just solid blue, Life Through a Lens. Um, there are 62 tracks across all 4 CDs. And he does it right, because what I always say in a box set, you have to have maybe the remastered album or just the album. Then you need some B-sides and some rare tracks, demos, that type of things. And you have to have a live show from the era. And he struck all of those things with this box set. There were no DVDs or anything, just strictly these 4 CDs. So the first disc is Life Through a Lens, the album. Just so many great songs. Take That did a lot of ballads, but Robbie kind of went more Britpop, and his had a little more energy to him and stuff. And he does a ballad. He does a ballad pretty well. Can't complain about that. There are 5 fantastic singles on this album. Old Before I Die, which was written by Desmond Child, and from the Hooters, Eric Bazillion. So 2 great songwriters that helped out on that one. Lazy Days, South of the Border, and then, of course, the big hit that really broke him, the ballad Angels. And there's also this really cool song, the fifth single, I think. It's a very Queen-esque kind of song, Let Me Entertain You. They're all great, fantastic songs. But, my favorite song on here is probably Ego a Go Go. Just a fun, fun song. And you even get a hidden track because back in that late 90s, they were doing hidden tracks. And that hidden track for here was called Hello, Sir. And it really wasn't a song, it was Robbie reciting a poem about this teacher that pretty much told him he couldn't make it. And Robbie wanted to rub that into his face that, hey, guess what? He did make it. And that's for sure. One of the biggest selling pop artists in the world. Not necessarily over here, but definitely around the world. Now we get these next two discs. Two and three are the real gems of this thing. Uh, so yeah, I really love this one. There are a lot of B-sides and bonus tracks. There's two Japanese bonus tracks that you get on here. One is Teenage Millionaire, which is probably better than a lot of the songs on the album. Just fantastic. How it didn't become one of the main songs on the album, I don't really know. And then the other was She Might Be High. So just two really great songs. It also has the first single Robbie ever put out, which didn't end up on the album, and that was a cover of George Michael's Freedom. And that is a song that he wanted to do because now he's free from Take That and he's trying to prove it all on his own. On this second disc, you get 20 songs. There's also a really cool thing, great medley of songs with him and Tom Jones that was live from the Brit Awards, and it's just awesome. So every time he did a maxi single or something on CD, there were at least three or four tracks on there, and I think you get all of them on disc two, so you don't need to go out and buy all those individual tracks. Now we're gonna get to disc three, and I didn't show disc two, but here's disc three. It's on a white label. So this one is another one that's it's got remixes, demos, and rehearsal outtakes and those type of things. The song Freedom gets a couple different remixes, and there's one that's an 11-minute dub style mix, which actually is kind of an interesting take, and I'm not really one to like these long remix songs, but that one's really good. Or it's really interesting, I should say. You get demos from songs that he did at Axis Studios, Tower Studios, Crescent Moon Studios, West Side Studios. Man, he recorded a lot of this stuff in different studios. So we get different outtakes from different studios that he recorded in, which I think is really cool. And there's also some rehearsal takes of a bunch of songs he did from the spring of 1997. So all in all, just amazing. More bonus tracks, rare stuff that you probably haven't heard before, and it's all nice to have them in one disc and stuff. All right, and the final disc, like I said, every time you do one of these, you should get a live show, and for disc four, you get a live show. This one was recorded on June 3rd, 1998 at the Forum in London. We get a full show, so you get all of Robbie's cockiness and cheekiness, and you just I mean, he's an entertainer. I mean, that's all you can say. He plays basically the whole album and even some of the B-sides. So it's nice to have live versions from all of that. The live version of Teenage Millionaire is just completely over the top and epic. He does a cover of The Law's There She Goes. And another to just cap off the night, he does a cover of Take That, Back for More. Which was probably one of their biggest hits and stuff. All his energy and excitement and the crowd, it's just a really great live show, and you won't be disappointed with that. And then finally in that box set, you get a little booklet. It's a little 32-page booklet. It gives you all the lyrics, a bunch of pictures. Now, the only complaint I guess I have is all the pictures in here are probably pictures when they did promotional work for the album. They took a whole bunch of pictures, and that's all these pictures are. There's nothing really candid or nothing we probably haven't seen. Well, we probably haven't seen some of these. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, could have been a little bit more if you had some different stuff. It also lists all his singles and all the credits and the information on each of the song. So it's a nice little booklet. The only thing, it's also missing an essay. There would have been a nice to have a little story of Robbie. I think that would have been a good thing to have. But all in all, I mean, Can't complain. You get 4 disc, a lot of great stuff on here. Um, Definitely, if you're a fan, it's a must-have for any fan of Robbie Williams, and that's the debut album. But that's not all he put out. He also did this. So why I bought this, I don't really know. This is a 7-inch single box set, as you can see. So what it is, it's 7 discs on 7-inch singles, and it's every song from the album plus 2 bonus tracks. Um, so you get the, I've got the little sticker on here. Inside, you've got that, and that's on the one side. And then we take it out, and then we have the back that lists every single and the songs that are on here. Um, and then nothing on that inside of that box. Um, you do get, like I said, and it's not necessarily in order of everything, but it's a nice little thing to have. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go through each one of these. The first single is got Lazy Days and Life Through a Lens, and it tells you that on the back. And it's just a regular black vinyl. It's very heavy, very thick. So some really good stuff there. It's a really solid disc, not real flimsy like I've seen sometimes. And Lazy Day, that was the second single off the album. It went to number 8, but failed to really chart due to lack of promotion. And he was in and out of rehab at the time. They did let him out of rehab to shoot the video. That was awfully nice of them. Just kind of crazy. It's amazing. The record companies don't seem to give a shit that you're in rehab and trying to get better, and they still drag you out. I mean, that's kind of sad. Second one is got Ego A Go Go and the big hit Angels. Um, and the nice thing is that every one has a different photo on the one side, and the other side's just the blue stuff. So it's nice that they do that. They're changing up each one of them a little bit to give us something different. Um, all right, this one, Ego A Go Go, was not a single, but it is one of my favorite songs on the album, as I said. But Angel was the song that probably broke him big time. His album wasn't doing really well. He had a meeting with the label, and his future was really in doubt. And then the song came out as the fourth single off the album. It went to number 4, selling 2 times platinum, and it sold over 2 million copies worldwide, except in the States where he didn't make the top 50, stalling at 53. Stupid US people. I mean, we really miss out on Robbie. It's a shame. Shame, shame, shame. All right, the next single. This one is South of the Border and Old Before I Die. And so we got a different picture on here. Let's see if we get that one. And then the label on the back. Um, so this one, South of the Border, was the third single released. And it's a good song. It went up to number 14. No real international impact. It's not one I probably would have chosen as a single. But hey, but because it only went to number 14, I mean, this is one of those songs that when the single didn't do anything, the label started getting scared, and his future, like I said, was in jeopardy and stuff. Now, Old Before I Die is the next one. That is, again, Desmond Child and Eric Bazillion. It was the first single on the album, and it went to number 2. So he had a great start, and then it kind of fluttered, and then it just exploded after that. So, all right. Now we're on to number 4. And this one is One of God's Better People. And the flip side is Let Me Entertain You. So, got a lot of sun on this thing. So, here's the picture. And then there's that. So, all right. So, the B side here, Let Me Entertain You, was the 5th and final single off the album. We went to number 3 in the UK, becoming one of Robbie's signature songs. I think he plays it at all the live shows. But then it's another personal favorite of mine since it has that heavy Queen influence to it. I mean, it sounds like a Queen song. It's one you can't be missed. Now, One's Got a Better People. Yeah, it's a good song. Definitely what shouldn't have been a single. Well, it wasn't a single. But yeah, it just doesn't Let Me Entertain You is kind of the song you want on that album, or on that single. Now, for the fifth single, we got Killing Me and Clean. So, and then there's the blue, and then there's the picture on that one. Um, so this one, there was no singles. None of these were single. Either of these were singles, but they're great songs nonetheless. Both references turmoil with the former war band. Take that, drugs, and so much more really screwing him up. And it's probably good that he had music to help express himself at the time, because who knows how he would have ended up otherwise. Then we got number six, which has Baby Girl Window and Hello Sir has the B side. And we have the picture, all the cameramen, and then there's their label. Like I said, these things are heavy. I mean, they're really solid disc that they've done here. And again, this is one that has no singles, because remember, they only had 5 singles. And there's 7 of these, so not everyone's a single. But here we have the last 2 songs of the original album. The second one being Hello Sir, which I talked about before. Yeah, that teacher, man, he was just wrong. You don't ever tell someone they're not going to be able to do something and not be successful. That generally drives them to do it even more. Then we get the B-sides. We get Freedom and Average B-side. Now, that is the great name for a B-side, is it not? So let's see what we have as the picture. This is Robbie in the car. Let's get that. Robbie in his little car, and then that. And these tracks are really great. Freedom being the single that he put out before the album came out. It's a very faithful, fun cover of Freedom. Yeah, so it was a good choice as his first track. The other song, Average B-side, is just a song that pokes fun at a relationship, saying it was nothing great, and it's just your average kind of B-side. So not a very fun relationship, I guess. I wonder who that was he was talking about. Then you get a little booklet. It's only a 6-page booklet. Gives you all the lyrics from all the songs, some more pictures. Nothing real fancy. So, but still, at least to have little something. And, I think the reason I bought it, I was on probably back at Christmas time. They were doing these 50% off sales on udiscover.com. And at 50% off, I think it was like $20. So I figured, I think $27. So I figured, what the hell? And so I got it. I mean, I have Def Leppard's Hysteria B-side collection, which is the same concept as this one. So why not? I love this album. It is one of my favorite albums of Robbie's. So you can't go wrong with it. And that's it. That's both of the box sets. So I mean, it's really great. It's been more than 25 years now, but it's a very solid box set here. But this is what you really need to get. If you want to get something from the debut, get the box set, because you get the live show. You get a lot of extra bonus tracks and rarities and stuff. So definitely worth it. I mean, the album's a 5 out of 5. There's not really a bad song on there. Definitely some better than others, but it's just solid. I don't really skip anything when I listen to this album, and that should say enough right there. But yeah, I can't wait for his new album. Enjoying the singles that he's put out so far. It's about time we've got a new studio album that was back to this type of music, as opposed to the electronica stuff that he does. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I can't wait. It hasn't even been announced as far as the dates yet. So when it comes in, maybe I'll have to do a review of that one as well. So thanks for hanging around. Click like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And we'll see you next week on the collection.